is, yes, there is that science of communication, the normal, seeing, hearing, texting the words we use. But there is another form that's a lot deeper. And this is where we talk about, even a little deep, but it's humans have more than just five senses. There's a sense of understanding, that animals don't have. I mean, animals have the other five senses, right? But us as humans have a little bit more of a sense of understanding. And, that the sense of just intuition, just kind of when you just know, just when we talk about minds thinking alike, and animals do have that, that's why they kind of travel in packs and do different things like that. But when minds connect, there's a certain level of communication there. I mean, how many times have we been in a room with our friends or our spouse and different things like that, and you know that you're thinking the same thing at the same time?
Right.
Yep. And that's just, it's another form of communication that has nothing to do with, body language, hit sound, or text in the words we use.
Dub, I'm going to lead you because this is really interesting stuff. Everybody, it's really important. Sometimes we get into the whole McDonald's concept or philosophy at a dealership. I mean, forget about the fact that we're selling multi-million dollars worth of product and materials, but sometimes we get jaded. Sometimes we get into the McDonald's factory mentality of leads, phone calls, and just dialing for dollars. And I've actually used a statement for dialing for dollars because we are pounding the phones, but that's just until you get somebody on the phone. You don't continue the factory mentality, you know what I mean, after somebody's on the phone. You need to stop and really think and believe that that person is the only person in the world for you right now. That's it. But what happens is people, coordinators, salespeople, they forget that. They get so used to, the routine of pound the phones. They get on the phones, and even during role play, has this never happened, and you heard this with your teams, is that when you're role playing, like, okay, thank you, and then they go to the next one. All they're doing is they're singing the alphabet and the steps in their head. They're going step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, but they're not really listening to what the damn prospect is saying. They're not really paying attention. And one thing that Dub, I wouldn't say taught, but reminded me, refreshed me, re-energized me, rejuvenated me to, is the fact that we have to listen to these people. We've got to listen to, if we take the time and listen to these prospects, they could tell you, like, just by their inflections. Communication works both ways. So 38% of inflection is the other way too. We've got to realize, even in a perfect scenario, we only have 38% shots to understand them, to feel where they're coming from. So we need to take the time to listen to what they say, how they say it, their inflection, their tone, their excitement, their disappointment, their... Dub, can you talk about that? Because I learned that from you, like relearned that from you, because you listened to all those little details, and you caught it. Remember when we did the role playing on Monday? I mean, when we did the mystery shopping, and he said the guy, what did the guy do, Dub? Do you remember?
Just when he was like,
See, he remembers. Do it one more time. Exactly. So now, do you explain how you listen for that type of stuff, or that just for someone like Dub, that stuff's got to probably be loud as hell for him, right?
38%, it's probably 38%. It's probably more than 38%.
For him, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's why he's hired.
It's one of those things where people say, your ears get stronger. If you lose one sense, your other senses get stronger. And I always, fight against that and say, no, it definitely has nothing to do with your senses. It's just what your brain has to do. It's absolutely that I just pay a little more attention. I think I just use my 38% to its max. Versus where somebody else, you got 38% to use, but you might only use 28% of it, 18%.
That's deep. Repeat that again, Dub. You're on video right now.
I'm saying that, we all have that 38% to use, and I feel like if I lose one sense, I don't think that my 38%, goes any higher per se. What happens is I feel like I'm just using my 38% more to its max capacity versus where a sighted person may use 25%, 20%.
Now, for you, this is also important. I want the dealers in here to listen to this. This is another powerful question. How important is it for somebody to have confidence on the phone, to have good inflection on the phone, for somebody to have, good etiquette, mannerisms, good voice inflection? Is that really relevant on the phones?
Ask me on a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
100. It's the absolute most important thing. Like, you can mess the script up completely. Anything. as long as you gotta have that confidence, you gotta have.
Dub, go back to that right there because that's powerful right there. You can mess the script up, but what?
I mean, you can mess the script up. You could kind of, have little things, switch up, say this and say that. But as long as you got that confidence, man, I'm telling you, people will buy you.
Now I'm gonna jump back on this. Dub is right. Think about it. You could have somebody that is just a natural conversationalist, orator, skilled, totally screw up the word track, but he sounds good. He's not scared, like, oh my God, I made a mistake, and he just goes through with it. Or you could have somebody that reads it like C-spot run, C-spot jump, and it totally screws up this award-winning process. It's not just about the script. It's not just about the verbiage. It is about the delivery. This is so very important. And we forget that. And the managers and the directors do not hold your people accountable. You allow mediocrity because, they're reading the script. That's not good enough.
I think we had a person on Monday prove that, right? You did a role play, and we was like, wait, I want to buy a car from her. Like, she just sounds official. The diction and everything, the clarity and the voice quality. Oh, who am I talking to? There's one dealership that we work with that has a girl in maintenance that should absolutely be a coordinator. I mean, every time she pick up the phone, I just want to listen to her. But I always got to recognize. Okay, wait, that's maintenance. Let me not listen to that call. But the point being, like exactly what Sean said. I mean, we got to just be so diligent with, like we said, the diction, the confidence, the edification, just everything. It has to be there. They got to be able to, like you said, we got to be able to talk to the person. We got to be able to talk about the dealership with passion. We got to be able to deliver the fact that the car that they're looking for is the one for them.
Dub, I want to repeat this again and again and again, how important it is. You said it, I said it, we said it. Sales is about transference of energy. If you're trying to sell the appointment, you're trying to tell people they've got to come on down, you've got to tell the reason why. Folks, you don't understand. Donna, you don't understand. This dealership is absolutely freaking amazing. They have this sale going on this Saturday. You've got to come on down. Get your husband. What's Scott doing? I'll call him right now. We'll tell him together. Do you see the inflection?
Yeah, if you get excited.
Absolutely. Now, all kidding aside, I'm not going to do this because I'm on camera. I don't want any crazy proof of this type of stuff. But I will say this behind the camera, is that when I was trained as a kid, I did telemarketing. And I had this crazy telemarketing trainer who was awesome, though. He taught me visually the concept of inflection. What he would do is he would literally climb on a chair, right, and get on top. Well, I'm not going to climb a chair. I'm going to get on the steps, though, right? So I'd climb on this chair, and he would basically say in the room, you don't understand, it's an amazing event. We have a sale going on. You've got to come on down, right? And he would raise his inflection, just get really excited. And then what he would do is he would turn around and drop his inflection down, and he would literally go under the desk. He'd say, guys, it's crazy over here. You don't understand what's going on. You got to get down to the dealership right now. Come on. Now, you might look at me, I'm crazy, but did I properly articulate the difference of higher and lower inflections? That's the type of stuff that we need to be cognizant about. That's the type of stuff that needs to be taught, trained, and reinforced. Maybe not on the floor and on the chairs, but we definitely need to make sure that your phone salespeople are phone salespeople, not telemarketers, not receptionists, not, McDonald's order takers, but they are phone evangelists, if you will. Does that make sense to everybody?